Hello, welcome back to Farmer Talk Motorsport Chat, and boy, what a weekend. Finally, let's say finally, what I call proper motorspike, the first World Superbike race of 2020, Phillip Island, and what, in the World Superbike class, 3 races, 2 main races and a sprint race in between. Racing just doesn't get any better. And I've been underwhelmed with World Superbikes the last few years, which is a bit of a shame for Jonathan Rea, because he is a really good rider and fully deserving champion. And yet, I don't know, the whole thing hasn't been as exciting for me as it could have been. British Superbikes have been really good. MotoGP, wow. And well, but now, this time, oh, what a pleasant surprise. Let's wind on to the finish of race 1, and 4 bikes. I think they were saying it's the closest finish, a 4-bike finish. Obviously 3 for the podium. Van der Mark missed the slot just in 4th place that they've ever had. And whether it is or not, I mean, the bikes, you could have touched them all. And Toprak won the race. I can't pronounce his surname, not sure anyone else can. Sam Lowe's second, Scott Redding third. And but where was Jonathan Rea? Well, there's a bit of spice, because his old teammate Tom Sykes basically took him out. We didn't take him out because Rea carried on early in the race, and so Jonathan had a right old scrap to get back, got back into the pack a bit, and then lost it big time. It's probably linked. He was probably trying too hard. He sort of got away with it, but it would have hurt. The sprint race, well, he got his own back there. Again, an incredibly close result, but Rea won. And this racing, I'm saying incredibly close. Certainly the last lap, but the whole race, you had no idea who was going to win. Bit of tyre management going on early on, that's normal. But it wasn't boring, because the bikes were like a train, stuck together, swapping a bit of bumping and barging. And yeah, and then the last race, you thought, well, you know, bike racing does come up with some good results. But, so, you know, you got almost a bit of disappointment. Carbon copy. And this time, basically, same contenders, slightly, but a really tight race. But it ended up with Sam Lowe's actually in the lead. I think got in the lead the last but one lap, and it looked as though he'd got away with it. And because Rea and who was there? Scott Redding fighting, and he just gave a little bit of gap. And often, if somebody can get ahead and a little bit of fighting, they can't get a clean lap. Anyway, Jonathan Rea wasn't having anything of it, and I was watching and thought that, he had an incredible last but one lap, Jonathan Rea, and because the last 5 years, you put your money there. And he got close, but Sam Lowe's won by that much. And I was really chuffed for the result, because not because Jonathan Rea didn't win, because I want good racing for the season. And boy, there's some good omens on that, in that Scott Redding looks good on the Ducati. Van der Mark, the Yamahas are obviously good, with Toprak winning the first one, and Van der Mark 2 4ths. Whoa, where can we go now? Haslam. It wasn't that far off, and the Honda's brand new. Hope. There's hope there. And Tom Sykes on the BMW, again, not a million miles off. But the real psychology for me was between Jonathan Rea and Alex Lowe's. Sam Lowe's winning just seals it. So Sam Lowe's now knows he can beat Jonathan in a fair fight. and that's worth everything. And Jonathan knows that Sam can beat him in a fair fight. We've lots more to play on this one, but you can tell, fabulous racing. Right, what else is there? MotoGP. Qatar, because of this virus, worldwide virus, sorry if you can hear the dogs in the background, they've cancelled the MotoGP race at Dakar, Qatar, and postponed the Thailand race, I think. Obviously, this is as of the Monday after Phillip Island, and obviously there'll be news on that. Moto 2 and Moto 3 will go ahead, so we will have some racing to watch next weekend. But that's all a bit sad. I'm not sure I see, I'm not going to change the authorities out there, but there's already a whole load of people there, and would it have mattered if they did let's not go there. MotoGP testing looks very promising. Honda are far from certain. They've got a few problems. They'll sort them out. Don't write off Marquez winning the first race, but it's not all plain sailing. Yamaha look good, really good. Quartararo, big hope. We'll see. He has unbelievable speed. Has he got the fight? All right, dogs. Sorry, you can't see him. There's a war going on behind me. Has he got the fight to take it to Marquez? Marquez has had a couple of wins on him. Don't know. We'll see about that. And, hey, shush. But the other marks, that Suzuki look really good. And so hopeful there when we get some racing coming along there. Formula One. Hopefully Melbourne will happen. That's just under 2 weeks away. They've had their testing, and everyone will say Mercedes are in the best slot. Where are you? Oh, you're filthy. Mercedes look good, and they came out with the DAS steering, which is amazing. And the other teams seem, in the gossip, to just have chapeau. We'll see whether anybody protests it. I suspect not. I think they've pulled out a masterstroke with that steering system, and it's just pure genius. How much does it benefit? Who knows? We'll see. I suspect it's a lot. But the Mercedes car is one of the best anyway. Go through, Hannah. Hello. Yes. What else? Hannah, I've just called in my Formula One expert here. But overall, we don't know. There's sandbagging and all sorts going on in testing. Hats off again to Sky for doing live testing. Whether that was just Sky, it probably was worldwide feed. And a few improvements that finally we got the screens down in the pit garages on testing so we could see the cars. Well done. That's what we need in Formula One. Transparency. I often make analogies with the way, I keep on plugging Sky here, but they do such good they cover all sports well. But in football, Premiership, the Premier League, when they interview the managers, the teams, they talk tactics. It's real fantastic in-depth stuff. And I hope we can continue, Liberty and whoever can continue to break down these barriers and make Formula One more transparent. The more information we get as fans, the more we want to watch it, the more we understand. So, yeah, that's okay. Really rather sad news for me is that on the last day of testing, apparently, like 10 minutes before the circuit closed, everyone was going home, and then the FIA announced that they had reached a settlement, note the word settlement, between themselves and Ferrari regarding something to do with the Ferrari cars going rather quickly mid to late season last year. And good old phone bing there. Now, let's just say that it was suspicious how fast the Ferraris suddenly were. Now, Mercedes won the championship, so you could say who cares. But the point is, when we get to Melbourne, they think they've buried that on a quiet news day, where, you know, let's get that news out. Apparently, nobody knows what this settlement is. There's just been a settlement. What's going on? You know, was it all fair and square, or wasn't it? What's happened? And any journo worth their salt, that's going to be the first thing they ask. They're not going to arrive in Melbourne and go, wow, let's have a look at the new season. They're going to be scurrying. Oh, let's not go there. Well, there. Apologies if I'm excited. It was fabulous racing in the World Superbikes. And what else has happened? Oh, today, Michael Dunlop has signed for PBM Ducati, Paul Bird, the Ducati team for the Isle of Man this year. I'd love to go to that. I don't know where time's going to go this year, but that's exciting news because he's pretty keen, and that Ducati will be quick, really quick. So yeah, look forward to that. Formula One coming. Bit of MotoGP in 2 and 3, so a bit to look forward to there. Fingers crossed with this virus. And with regards to the vlogs, this will develop. I'm mucking about where to do this. I'd like a regular place, and we've got what we call the studio that we don't use. And if I can get off my backside, it would make a great studio. And we could do the motorsport vlogs from there. And it would be quite nice to get a sort of continuity. I said I'll try and do them on a Sunday night. Might not be able to do that because of the time factors, and it takes a while to do a vid, etc. But I will try and do that. If it doesn't go out on Sunday, it will be on a Monday. Apologies for that. But I will try and do Sunday night. Anyway, bit of fun. We've sort of kicked off with some great racing, really good racing, and that's what we want. And a little bit of spiciness in it as well, which always helps, unless you happen to be on the receiving end. Thanks for looking in, and great to have you along. Comments, let me know what you want to hear more of, or what I could chat about, etc. What you like hearing about, what you don't like. Well, go easy on what you don't like hearing about. Just sort of say, maybe you ought not do as much of that. Dear, what was said. See you soon with more vids. Bye for now.